You'll certainly miss Hodgson this afternoon, and also Dylan Brown, but let's see what he can come up with here this afternoon.
It's Clint Gutherson who gets us underway. A deep kick there, catch by Matt Burton, who brings it back out, and they'll play it here inside their own 10 as Burton from dummy half works it across to Paul Alamotti. He, along with Jake Avarillo, during the build-up to this game, given permission by the Bulldogs to have a look around and see if they can find themselves a deal for 2024 and beyond. They're both off contract. Marnie will play it here, 20 short of the halfway line. Perrin takes it from dummy half. This crowd continuing to build. It's a good one, as you'd expect. Warm conditions in the early stages of winter. Oluwapu with the clearing kick. You'll find Gutherson, though, on the full. Gutho will bring it back here to play it just outside the Eels 30, or maybe just inside the 30, as he's dragged back there by Jaden Ockenbaugh, who again gets a starting role on the edge for Cameron Ciraldo today.
Yeah, good start there by the Bulldogs. Pangai Jr. with the offload there. Reid Marnie always sniffing in and around the ball, makes 20 metres upfield, and they get on the front foot for the kick downfield on the full there to Clint Gutherson.
Hands from dummy half comes across here to Junior Barlow. You'd expect to be named again in that New South Wales team for Origin 2. Slow play the ball, though, on this occasion. Moses comes wide for Cartwright, who bounces into Burton, and he'll play it eventually about 35 away from the Dogs line. Moses chipping down the short side, looking for Gutherson. A bounce, an awkward one there. Preston might have touched it, pushed it back into the hands of Perham, and he'll play it here just inside the 20 as we go downstairs to Lara.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. Expecting 40,000 strong crowd here on the King's birthday holiday Monday. It was this same game last year. I was sitting sideline to witness the Tavita Pangai Jr. show. He took it to Para's pack and came out on top. I spoke to Willie Mason just before the teams ran on, and he gave him a talking to in the warm-up. He said, set the tone. This is your moment to take on two of the best props in the game.
Should be quite a battle today, shouldn't it? They spin it wide here. Burton for Preston. Cameron Ciraldo hinted a change of role, or certainly a change as far as their attack is concerned for Matt Burton today, who puts up a kick, not a bad spiral. Sevo underneath it, he was odds against in flight, but he makes a catch. That was a pretty good effort given the spiral on that kick.
Yeah, how would you like to be up under that? That was a great take by Sevo in the end. It dropped on him just as the ball was about to land in his arms. He did so well to catch that ball. I reckon you'd expect plenty more of them here this afternoon.
Watch the grab again. He was on his bike trying to get to it, adjusting all the time as it swung away from him, and in the end it was terrific. Could have easily knocked it on. Instead, they're back here at the halfway line off the back of Campbell Gillard's carry. Barlow at the back. The Hands, who in the corresponding game in round 7 filled in for Hodgson once again and played all 80 minutes. He might have to do the same thing again today as Moses kicks towards the corner. Perham will let it go out of play there. He might pay a price. He will. He elected to play at it instead of leaving it to go into touch, and they drag him back to the in-goal. Good start for the kicking game again of Moses.
Yeah, exactly. Up the short side. What you need in a state of origin too. Perham at the back there, takes the ball. They hold him up and drive him back. The troops arrive. What a kick down the short side. Mitch Moses, full of ray of kicks in his kick bag. And that's a beauty one to trap him in the Gingold area. A line drop out now to the Bulldogs.
See if they go short early on here. 4 minutes gone. And Burton does. Will it go the 10? Yes, it breaks the plane. Gutherson, though, up above everybody. He brings it down on the King's birthday holiday. That's fitting. Through the middle. Hopgood charging hard. Only a couple of metres out. Great chance here for Parramatta early. Through the hands of Arcee, then Moses. Gutherson is wide now. Good tackle there by Alamotti, though. Took him down beautifully. Russell on the sideline. Working it back towards the uprights. Couple of plays remaining here from close range still as Moses through the hands of Hopgood, then Arcee at the back, tipping it on. Simonson gives it to Sevo. There was something to stop there for Oluwapu. Pangai Jr. helped out. Arcee kicking towards the post, flying high, spilled, and Gutherson comes down with it. He was there waiting to clean up the crumbs, and it's Gutherson who scores first. Parramatta on the board at 4 points to 0.
Geez, a phenomenal player, isn't he, Gutherson? He's a man from the line dropout, the short line dropout from the Bulldogs. It just leaped above everyone and got the ball, then got himself involved on the right-hand side. And now we see the take there. And that was the start it there. Gutherson, perfectly way to kick the crossfield. The fumble, Alamotti it was who fumbled the ball. And Gutherson scores the try. Always on the ball, this bloke, always in and around the action. And what a start to the game it has been for him. Parramatta open the scoring.
Let's just take a look at this again. Penasini is thereabouts. Alamotti makes the grab. And the ball comes free. Was it helped out by Penasini? And if it was, the ball has travelled forward. Great angle there to make that judgment on. Oh, touch there by Penasini.
I think it's knocked on.
Well, the try has been confirmed, as you see on the graphic in the corner of the screen. That's hard to believe, given what we just saw. There was definite contact with the hand of Penasini, and maybe with one or two more looks, the bunker might have changed their mind on that.
Gee, you could see the bend of the fingers just knocked the ball on into the Doggies player, but anyway, it's on the board. And from a great start kicking game here from Moses.
He adds 2 points, perhaps a fortunate beginning here for the Eels against the Bulldogs, looking for a second win this season. Watch it again, Penasini a touch there. Maybe backwards off his hand into the hand there of Alamotti, and then Alamotti propels it backwards towards the dead ball line. It's a close call either way, but they're happy to go with it, and maybe the rub of the green there for the Eels early on. There he is in game number 244 as a Parramatta coach. Right after today, going past Brian Smith. Big moment for him and the club, and now Campbell Gillard bringing it out here to play it just inside the 20 from hands. Davey coming up there. There was a big collision. Going down heavily was Harrison Edwards. He bounced up to his feet okay. His right edge. Gutherson and Moses combining. Reid Marnie back in the line, of course, has had his own concussion issues in recent times. Cleared by the Chief Medical Officer of the NRL to be on deck today. As I play it through Penasini, goes back to Moses. Gets the kick away in time. You'll find the corner of the field again. Very good opening for the Origin contender. Carraz it is, who'll bring it back, and the Dogs will play it just inside their own 30s. Avarillo. He works it forward. See if the Dogs can respond to the bright opening by the Eels as Oluwapu from dummy half. Here's a shift again. They've done this a couple of times now. Maybe this is what Cameron Ciraldo was talking about, trying to work it to the edge to work their way out of trouble. Didn't work on that occasion. Good defence by Parramatta. Pangai Jr. will play it with 2 tackles remaining just at the halfway line as bubble forward there. Patolo to play it. And it's Burton with the kick. Go down towards Russell. Coming forward, Addo-Carr might have been helped off the ball there by Penasini. The officials say it was all good. The Bulldogs fans don't agree, as you can hear. And now here is Penasini, who brings it back away from the sideline.
Yeah, they've taken a couple of good ones so far. It looks like he's going to be putting up plenty of them here this afternoon, Matt Birch. Good chase through, as you said. Addo-Carr was bumped off the ball there, but anyway, they play on. He looked into the referee, didn't get the call.
Barlaw, he's an offload threat, but he's kept it close to his chest to this point of the game. Not good. Back at the halfway line as Hands comes across to Moses. He'll kick again towards the corner. This one more directly at Perham, who plays it off the boot and brings it back And they'll stop him here inside the 20.
Yeah, it's good play there from Perham. That's his preferred corner to kick to. Moses, he got himself into position pretty quickly there. Going set for set now, both sides.
Carraz play. Inside Avarillo will link up with Ockenball. Quite the story, isn't he? Coming the bench forward. Almost out of options earlier in the season. Threw him into that role, and now here he is starting on the right-hand side. With the injuries the Bulldogs have in their forward pack, and they get a penalty at the halfway line and put some pressure here on Parramatta.
Yeah, I like their style to start this game. I know they're behind on the scoreboard at the moment, the Doggies, but willing to spread the ball on both sides of the field. This is the first time that they've been down here. Be a good kick for touch, and they'll start away attacking straight away. About 28 out.
Back here, Andrew. Junior, back here, come on, mate. Front foot.
Avarillo will tap it to get them going, and here's Marty. Bypasses Ockenball. Olowapu, Pangai Jr. A shift immediately. Burton taking on Moses. 7 on 7. Terrific head-to-head battle that one. Slow play the ball as Preston taken down 10 metres out. Marnie waiting. They go back towards Olowapu, who out the back. Perham beats the advancing Simonson there. The ball comes free though, and Parramatta have it through Arce.
Jen enough, it was the right idea there to kick. Looked like he was right behind. The winger wasn't on the same page there. Let's have a look at how far behind the line he kicks this. You've got to be expecting anything to happen there, but I think that was the wrong play.
Bit of an ad-lib kick. And here's Perham, which didn't work, and gave the Eels a chance to work it away from their own end. Sevo playing it out near the sideline as Davey pumps it forward. One more here. Moses waiting at first receiver, doing all the kicking early on. Another good one here going back at Okar. Oh, he was reaching but didn't get there in time. His foot came down in the in-goal area, but he'd already caught the ball. What a kick by Moses again.
Yeah, perfectly weighted again by Moses. Just have a look at him take it. Yeah, he took it in the field of play. Here's Preston.
Way down the sideline, a very narrow run there down the short side. Brings it back on a good gain. And Perham through Adokar wants to go very wide to Marnie. Bypasses Olowapu, Ockenball. Look at them spin it from sideline to sideline. It works. This time, Marnie puts a kick in. Coming forward, Gutherson is there. He wraps it up metres in from the sideline.
Gee, I reckon I'll be putting the kick in my pocket. They're 40 metres out. The little rubber kick for the winger again. It's a dangerous play. They get the football back nearly on the halfway line already.
Now Parramatta want to spin it around. It's Harlem Globetrotters today from both teams. As Russell will play it here, 5 into Bulldogs territory. Penasini away from Adokar and will play it just outside the 30. Just not quite 13 gone. The Eels by 6 as Hopgood punches it forward. Chance for Moses again with the boots at the back end of this set. Try and find more points. Here he is, finding Arce. Gutherson met, and a good tackle by Avarillo, jamming in. He takes him to ground heavily. One more here, short side. Arce to Davey. Cut out ball, it cuts out everybody.
Well, I think he's the right man to get the football there, Sevo. Execution, not that great. The pass just a little bit wayward there.
Clint,
Gee, I'd
Mike is on
like to see
report.
the contest there. Had he caught
Forearm
the ball,
away from the
Sevo.
body when he was in possession back there. Mike is on report.
Micah Sevo on report when he was in possession was the call. On a carry earlier in that set of 6.
What are they saying? He lifted the knee or the elbow or something like that?
One of the two,
The football?
quite potentially, you'd imagine. Let's see if we can establish exactly where and when that happened. Okay. The Dogs survive. Another Eels raid there as Pangai Jr. works it forward here. Let's see what the replay. Well, there it was. That forearm very much up under the chin there of Jacob Carraz. That was quite extravagant from Micah Sevo, and that's what he's been placed on report for as Burton kicks from on his own 30 in behind Gutherson, who'll track it down eventually at the try line. A great kick by Burton, who gets away from the outstretched arms there of Alamotti, but runs into Preston. Strong tackle. The reaction of the Bulldogs fans here off the back of that effort.
Yeah, all on his lonesome at the back there, Gutherson. What a tackle it was from Preston. Made a little bit of a break up the left-hand side a little bit earlier. Been a great start to the game from both sides. Good game of footy so far.
Now Davey. He couldn't stop him. They keep it alive, and Campbell-Gillard takes it back across the halfway line. Play 5 in this set. Simonson going one way, coming back the other. Pops it out the back, hands quickly. Hopgood, then Barlow. Cartwright keeps it going. He put Penasini under pressure. It was hot potato stuff, and in the end, it's the Dogs who have it through Preston.
Yeah, had to make the decision to come in and make the tackle there. At O'Carr it was, forced the knock-on from the Parramatta side. Good turnover now for the Doggies on the attack again.
From the 40, Marnie at dummy half. Goes to Harrison Edwards, who will play it. A minimal gain here as Marnie looks back to Burton on this open side of the field. Wapu is there, gives it to Preston. Wasn't much happening though. He's easily picked off by Barlow and also Cartwright. Burton again, heavily involved early on. Wapu trying to get away from Hopgood, who looked as though he was high. In fact, he gets to his feet again, still going. Wapu and Burton! He chimes in! They couldn't stop Wapu. He refused to be tackled, and Burton has first points for the Bulldogs.
Oh, that's a sensational try. Put it down to Wapu. Just his ability to stand in the tackle and break tackles. Didn't want to get down, put down on the ground, stays alive. Straight away we'll see the turnover. Yeah, watch out O'Carr come in and make the decision straight away. They've all gone in field. And O'Carr's there right on the spot. There's the knock on. And that's a beautiful play there. Look at this young fellow. Olowapu, ability to stand and break tackles. Good strength, never say die, but here's the money ball. Look at this for a pass. Burton on the spot, straight through, under the post. The Dogs are back in.
Wow, he beat Davey and then Gutherson, and the fend on Gutherson. Watch this again. Davey could have been pinged for a high tackle. The Bulldogs were appealing for one. He beats Arcee as well, dispenses with him. He beats another one as well in Brendan Hands. Comes towards Gutherson and says, "You're not going to stop me either." That's 4 he's beaten. Hopgood has a crack, and then Burton chimes in. He's beaten 5 Eels on his own.
Oh, that's an unbelievable play from the young fella. And showing plenty of confidence. You see a lot of young fellas come into that position in 5'8" and don't run enough. Well, that's not the case from this young fella. What a great pass back on the inside too to Burton.
From right in front, Burton adds the 2 points. It's 6 apiece here, 17 gone. Did we mention he's still just 18 years of age, Carl Olowapu. They paid big money to get him quickly from the Brisbane Broncos, and you're seeing why they rated him so highly, and well, didn't quite break the bank to get him from the Broncos, but they paid a big check, something in the region of $500,000.
Gee, imagine how good he's going to be when he gets 60 games under his belt. I don't want to make it go too fast for him, but gee, he's going to be a player.
Finding his feet in the NRL here in game number 6 today. And it's a converted try apiece, and we've got a beauty. On a holiday Monday, live on Fox League. 2 old rivals. They went head-to-head so many times through the 80s in particular. Perez to bring it forward. Reaching out there, Hopgood again. Up around the shoulders, no more, says the referee this time around. Bango Jr. up against Junior Barlow, the New South Wales Origin teammates from game 1. They come together there. Now Perham just finding a little bit of space in that front line for Parramatta. Edwards to the line, hanging on to it. Thought about an offload to Marnie, but he'll play it there at the halfway line. One more here. Burton with Time to poise himself for a kick. They'll go down to Russell. No trouble there for the winger to make the catch. And they've got the Eels beginning well inside their own 20 here. Good set off the back of points for Canterbury.
Yeah, it's a nice chase through too, getting forward in the tackle and forcing Parramatta back. You really got to try and upset their first 2 rucks. And that's a good start from the Dogs defensively.
And pressure on Simonson as well. And they have line speed here from the Bulldogs up in their faces. Max King is out there. Now another error by Parramatta. Davey it is who puts it down. And the Dogs 30 metres out to begin this set. King, work it forward here. Hands around the legs. Hopgood over the top. Previous try came off an error and they got expansive with the ball. Burton here. As the Bulldogs come to the edge. Penasini there was a little bit too high.
High tackle.
Alamotti going to ground, admittedly, but the contact was high. Mitch Moses says surely that can't be a penalty. The referee disagrees.
Gee, it's a good start here from the Bulldogs. They were under the pump early. I know the Parramatta side scored the first try, but they've completed 9 from 10. Completion at 90%. And it's not like they're being conservative. They're playing some football here, the Dogs.
From their own end of the field especially. Cameron Serraldo tipped as much during our pre-game show live on Fox League as Oluwapu finds Pangai Jr. And here they go again. This one goes to ground though. Burton getting back there will clean it up. It's wasted some real momentum, about 10 to 15 metres as well. Edwards coming across here to Preston. Quickly to get to him. Cartwright shooting out of the line with Barlow, and also Hands was there as well. King, he'll play it. Just outside the 20. As Marnie waits. Here's Burton, flat on his left-hand side, kicking for the Fox. Couldn't beat the outstretched arms, though, of Russell, who gets to ground and keeps it in the field of play. Addo Carr trying to drive him back. But he did well there, Russell. Penasini under pressure. They were high on him. One apiece involving Penasini in the last couple of minutes. Boy, there was a real ambush coming there.
Yeah, Tavita Pangai Jr. coming over the top there with a bit of aggression. I like to see it. I think there was too much in that. Just trying to get that line speed going. They've got the Parramatta side where they want them. They're on the 30 now. As you mentioned a little bit earlier, their line speed has been outstanding.
Cartwright gets things going for the Eels. They try and steady here through this mid part of the opening half. See if they can get through this set without an error. They've completed 8 from 11 before this. The Bulldogs, as you said, Stephen. 11 from 12 now. Barlaw finds Hands, who will bring it back. 10 on the Bulldogs side of halfway. Gutherson from dummy half. Back to Hopwood. Picked off there and a good tackle by King. Now to the right-hand side. Moses has Campbell Gillard on the inside. He takes them on himself. Preston dropped off the tackle. It wasn't high, said the referee. So it's play on here and they get a set restart. As good as a penalty.
That was the last tackle too. He should have let go. I think you'll find that was Matt Burton, the halfback for the Bulldogs there. Should have let go. It was the last tackle. We've got another set here.
Here's Gutherson showing it, hanging on to it though. Ockenbaugh takes him to ground. They're 10 away. Clean play the ball, play on. Now Arcee taking it forward. He stopped here only a couple of metres out from the Bulldogs line. Campbell Gillard runs towards Edwards and also King. Moses floating out the back now, swings to the right-hand side. So does Gutherson, back on the inside. Absolute clockwork from the Eels. The veterans, the old stagers, Moses and this man Gutherson combining. They were almost directly behind the play the ball in the build-up to it, and then they both swung quickly to the right-hand side.
Yeah, just watch Tavita Pangai. He just comes up out of the line and chases, over-chases, just leaves the gap, just back on the inside there. He was trying to put a shot there on Mitchell Moses, just over-chased. And how clever is he? Always in the game. See Pangai Jr. there, over-chase, the ball back on the inside. And Gutherson You put it down to the 6 again too. Last tackle, Burton held on to one of the Parramatta players. They got the 6 again, and they're good enough to score. It's a great hit back there from Parramatta. They've been under the pump for the last 15, but they're good enough to score.
It really is the King's holiday today, isn't it? 2 tries already for King Gutho, no less. 15th career double for the Parramatta fullback. And if Mitch Moses has an Origin jumper waiting for him with a good performance here today, boy, he can do no more so far. What an opening.
I think he loves the pressure, Mitch Moses. Under plenty of pressure to try and get that New South Wales jumper back. He's already played him one. He's had a great start to the game.
And from right in front, he has 2 more points. Eels back out in front at 12-6, 2 tries to 1, and both of them to Clint Gutherson-Lara.
Yeah, and Mitch Moses loved every second of that. He called for that play and combined beautifully with his fullback. He jumped to the air and celebrated big time in back play. He's had plenty of attention, copped a few elbows to the head as well whilst making tackles, so he enjoyed every bit of that leading try.
Yes, he's been fantastic to this point of the game. Looks cool, composed. His kicking has been first rate, and his ball playing, can't say any more. I mean,
well, it looks
a couple
like
of tries already.
It looks like Pangai Jr.'s gone out there with the mindset of stop the quarterback, try and stop Moses. Every time he's got the ball, he's tried to put a shot on him. Tackled him a couple of times with kicks downfield, but that time over-chased. Great try from Parramatta.
An expensive couple of minutes there from the man involved in the tackle here, Tevita Pangai Jr., who gave away the penalty at the other end of the field, and then Parramatta march them down, get the set restart, and then Moses exposes him back on the inside for Gutherson. And Barlow brings it back here towards the halfway line. Hands. Moses now beats Pangai Jr. again. Look at him go. Gutherson's there once again. He beats Marty. King Gutho. It is the King's Day. A hat-trick inside 25 minutes, and it's the Moses and Gutherson show.
Yeah, what about just the way that he can pick up the play. Gutherson comes from a long way back. Mitch Moses backs himself, takes on Pangai Jr. again. A little bit of footwork this time. Straight through. Just have a look at this. Off the right foot, straight through. Look at Gutherson. Puts the foot down. Marnie can't make the tackle. And the King is in for number 3. Look at this. Sees Pangai in front of him. Off the right foot. Just over-chased a little bit again. Going to stay square there. Straight through Mitch Moses. And he couldn't have done any more, could he, early in this game? He's been outstanding, as is this bloke. Gutho comes from nowhere. Marnie can't make the tackle. And there's a line up to score the try there.
Brad Fittler, I'm sure, has seen enough. Give him the jersey now. And look at this reaction from Mitch Moses. How pumped is he? After a big win against the Bulldogs back in round 7, they won that one 30-4. And the way they're going, they might eclipse that number here today. They're in rare form, and from just beside the uprights, he's got 2 more points coming up here. 3 tries to Gutherson, 3 try assists. I'm looking for 2, but I'm making it 3 so far off the back of the kick as well. And here he is to split the uprights. It's 18 points to 6. What a day. There'll be a coronation at full time if the King keeps up this sort of form.
I reckon you'll be carrying him off, won't you? Also Mitch Moses. I just love the way that how calm he is under pressure. Played a lot of games now, knows exactly what to do. Kicking game's been outstanding, but he's put on a few tries here early.
Wow. He's just unstitched Tevita Pangai Jr. and here is the Bulldogs front rower. Been given a breather, but it might have been timely that he came from the field given the way Moses has exposed him. Hasn't helped his own cause though by coming out of the line a couple of times and inviting Moses to do what he did. And here we are at 18 points to 6. I wonder if that has ramifications ongoing for New South Wales and Origin 2.
Well, he's got a great sense when to run and when not to, hasn't he, Mitch Moses? Calm, as I mentioned, calm under pressure. Just knows exactly what to do at the right time. Puts his team in front 18-6.
Of course, Regan Campbell-Gillard returning today from that groin injury he suffered up in Darwin. And those hip drop tackles. He missed 5 games, and he's back here today as Moses again will do the kicking. Addo-Carr tracking backwards. It comes out a couple of metres out from the line. This has been an absolute clinic in this first half from that man, Mitch Moses.
It's been pretty good from Campbell-Gillard too, coming back, as you mentioned, after injury. He leads the way with 78 metres so far, so hasn't eased his way back in.
Brad Arthur was talking about Moses in our pre-game show, saying just how composed he is these days. He's an older head. He's playing his best footy, no doubt. It's on display here for all to see this afternoon. Here's Burton. Dog shell shot. Parramatta gives it to Addo-Carr, who beats Russell, runs to Gutherson, puts a kick in, knocked on there by Averillo, who had tracked across the field, sensing there was a chance. He just didn't get the bounce he was hoping for.
No, he didn't. I thought he might have taken a little bit more time to pick this one up. There was no one within earshot of him here. Just trying to scoop it up, just the bounce of the ball. Averillo, we know what pace he's got. He was only 20 out there. If he collects the ball there, it's all over. He would have scored for sure.
Harrison, arms over the top.
What about the speed of Addo-Carr? No room to work in. He blasted up that left touchline.
Gave him a minimal chance to beat Russell, as you say, given how little room there was. But well, he's blistering. Oh, they didn't get there in time, did they, the Eels?
I can't do anything about it. Here we go. Reed, I understand, mate. Heads in. No. Heads in. Wait, no.
It didn't appear the Eels had the full complement in the scrum. What is happening here?
Reed, I've explained it.
Mitchell Moses fed it between the ref's legs. What a G-up. Look, get out of the way there, sir.
Well, they win it eventually. Third time's a charm. And Campbell-Gillard, who, as always, the front rower not packing into the scrum. And they'll play it here as they work it now through Simonson, coming in for a carry. 10 short of the halfway line. Eels by 12. Hands. And a nice job filling in for Josh Hodgson. It's a furrowed brow on the look there of Cameron Ciraldo. He wants half time. Still 11 to go here, and Moses, in sort of mood. They've got more points in the offing before the break. His hands runs to dummy half. Moses was flat. They're all up there looking for a kick. How keen are the Eels here? Feasting this afternoon. Parham, terrific catch. He got a bump in flight as well, but kept his eyes on the ball and came down with it. Carraz pops it out the back. Wapu is there. Averillo, the speedster himself, takes it just outside the 20. Watch this catch again. In traffic. And the Eels banging into him there. It was Dejan Arce looking to make a catch as well. That's outstanding work from Hayes Parham.
Yeah, I just hope the Dogs don't go into their shell 10 minutes before half-time here. They've had to do a lot of tackling, but they've looked so good when they've come out this left-hand side. There's a little bit of ball movement.
Now Burton here from inside the 40. Russell was up shallow. Goes down the middle of the field, though. And Gutherson with a hat-trick under his belt already brings it back here. The Eels begin just inside their 30. We've had a half an hour of football. 4 tries in total, 3 of them to the Eels. Campbell-Gillard gets a breather, so does Junior Barlow. Hickey Ogden is out there now for Parramatta. Playing it here as hands comes across the RC. He makes a clean break, looking for support. Simonson's there. Parramatta have a 4th try. Tongues are wagging. The Eels are scoring tries at will at the moment.
Gee, what a tackle bust there from Arce. Just goes straight through. Once Simonson got the ball, it was all over. They've been on fire, just coming into this game. Watch Arce, a little bit of footwork at the line. That's poor defence there from Ockenbaugh. Just throws out an arm. Going to come up with something a little bit better than that if you're going to play in the back row. Simonson gets the try. Look at this. A little bit of arm grabbing. Shocking defence there from the Bulldogs. They needed to hang in with 10 to go before half time. They haven't been able to do it. Once Simonson got the ball, she's all over.
And he knew Carraz, as quick as he is, wasn't going to pick him up. He pokes out the tongue as well. In a moment, it's going to be 24 points to 6. If Moses can convert once again. A terrific try finished off by Bailey Simonson, who's had his issues again with injury and suspension so far in 2023. Dejan Arce was a real prospect coming through for the North Queensland Cowboys. Played a handful of games in 2 seasons back in 2020 and 2021. Linked with the Warriors when they were based up at Redcliffe last season. Now here he is with the Eels, getting a chance to take over from Dylan Brown. And it's a role he might have for some time to come, given Brown's issues off the field. Moses here on beside the uprights. 8 out from half-time. He makes it 24 to 6. Down to you, Lara.
Yeah, memorable debut for this club for Parramatta for Dejan Arce, a very humble and quiet 22-year-old who arrived in the pre-season, was certainly impressing before he picked up an MCL injury. He made his return via New South Wales Cup in round 3, where he's been playing in a number of positions, centre, fullback. Just the 3 games, though, at 5'8", and is obviously a handy player to have, given what is unfolding for Dylan Brown at the moment, and a 2 try assist so far this afternoon for him. Don't forget, straight after this game, NRL 360, Braith, Gordy and Cooper Cronk and Michael Ennis will take you through all the reaction from this game.
So to talk about, given what's happened over the course of 5 days in round 15, with his extra holiday Monday tacked on to the normal weekend of action. Eels. They've certainly quietened the crowd. Bulldogs home game, majority of support for them. But here's Penasini, almost away from Alamotti. He gets to his feet, finds Cartwright. He keeps it alive. Gutherson. Now Makatoa is out there also, and he takes it across the halfway line on 3 plays only. Moses comes back to the middle for Hopgood. He was flat there again. They go to Arce instead. Davey now poking his nose through the line. Often ball was under pressure there as they come towards Moses, who couldn't hang on to it. He was looking for a kick. It just came away from him. He's human after all. And the Bulldogs are under threat to give up more points there. Survive, but just.
Gee, it's been an energetic performance by Mitch Moses in the first half on both sides of the field. Just bobs up there on the left. Pass back on the inside, tried to get the grubber kick in and behind the Bulldogs that time, but the ball's knocked on. Dogs have got a hold on here, and that'll help too.
Yep.
That's the second penalty they've given for inside the 10 metres, or just getting the jump early.
Marnie not wasting any time. Good kick for line as well. Picked up 30 metres plus right there. We'll see if they can salvage something here from what's been a wreck of the first half. 6 remaining before the break. Ronnie and the crew taking through what's happened here in this first half. Accor Stadium, a holiday Monday, and it's all the Eels at the moment. Burton to the line himself, an offload there for Preston. Looking for support. Perham wasn't quite there in time. He takes it down just 10 metres out. Sent to the right-hand side. Goes to Oluwapu now. Perham into Avarillo. Jamming in. Mike Acevo got a hold of him and collared him. Maybe a little bit too rugged there in the tackle. The way he was working him around the head on the ground. And the Dogs get back-to-back penalties.
I thought he had a hold of the jumper in 2 hands and just roughed him up a little bit. It was a heavy penalty that time.
It would be fun. 111 kilos of Mike Acevo on top of you while you're wrestling on the ground. He got his man, but gave away a penalty. It's Marnie. Comes here to Burton. Preston was there. Good tackle by Moses. 1-on-1. Marnie playing it quickly as they come back through the middle once again. Oluwapu is there. Avarillo stepping. He'll play it there. Carraz from dummy half. Comes back to Oluwapu, kicking, Perham pushing through, Gutherson recovering, though. He knocked it out of play. It's going to be a penalty, though, for one of the Bulldogs' chasers being taken down.
Clear.
You know, all the talk's been about Mitch Moses in the first half with his tackle. Gee, he's pulled off some great one-on-one tackles. That'll stand him in good stead. Eddie Fittler will be watching that too, his defence. The Dogs will try and score just on the stroke of half-time here. Let's see what they come up with attacking-wise.
Looks like the Bulldogs are playing pinball there. They had extra ball. Marnie had two. He just needs the one. We're back underway as he waits at dummy half. King playing it. Here's Burton. Olawapu. He was looking for Addo-Carr, but he couldn't find him. And they will bring it back out for a quick restart for Parramatta. What a wasted chance by the Dogs.
Yeah, just trying to play that catch-up football there. Alamotti trying to get the ball loose. There's a knock-on into one of the... Oh, it's just hit down. It would have been a good tussle there. Addo-Carr got the footy.
Jacob, release him now, read square.
Let's begin to take effect here. Late afternoon. Mid-June, what a day. Scarcely believe it's winter as Ogden takes it forward. And a real chance here for the Eels once again. Their eyes on 30 before the break. Arcee, left-hand side, crashing into them. And a line run there was Davey. That was Boyd Cordner like that carry. Hopgood, short ball here for Makatoa, spinning. Couldn't get the pass away in Preston's tackle. Moses on this right-hand side comes out to Gutherson, catching and trying to kick in the same motion was Penasini. And he wasn't able to do that. It's come off a Bulldog. Was it played at, though?
Parramatta ball, what do you want to do?
It was played at, and the call is the Eels have it. The Bulldogs will challenge this decision.
Right, Benny.
Gee, I don't know whether they're going to win this
The captain's challenge. Bulldogs are challenging the decision of into touch of Josh Addo-Carr.
Certainly bounced off a Bulldog, but was it played at?
And did Addo-Carr play at the ball too? It does come off him. Well, that's off his head.
Alamotti was coming in to make a tackle, and then what happens here with the Fox?
Will Penasini kicks a ball. It is not played at by Paul Alamotti.
Addo-Carr watching like a hawk.
Yeah, he didn't even
doesn't go near it.
Yeah.
And the ball goes into touch. Challenge successful.
Good call by Reid Marnie. He was adamant it wasn't played at by Alamotti, and looked that way live and backed up, of course, on the replay. And an easy overturn for the bunker.
It would have been pretty easy for Addo-Carr to play at that ball. He did well. Just to let it roll into touch.
Being played at by Alamotti. As Moran here takes it forward for the Bulldogs. Ocken ball. And played eventually here just outside the 30. Marnie. Edwards and now Burton. Perham for Alamotti. Again kicks this time. Well, they've taken their chances to spread the ball every chance they've had in this first half, especially to this left-hand side. This one comes unstuck, and they turn it over in pretty good field position once again for Parramatta.
Yeah, I reckon if he wished he had his time over here, Addo-Carr would have kicked it in a little bit harder in field. Gutherson was right on the spot there. Easier said than done when you're at full pelt like that.
They might have caught the Eels out a couple of times earlier on, especially when Carr made a clean break and could have led to a try for the Bulldogs midway through this first half. If you keep going to the same play from your own end, eventually the Eels, they had plenty of numbers there. Nobody came out of the line. They just kept sliding, and Addo-Carr had nowhere to go. As Parramatta through Gutherson again, stepping back into traffic, takes it inside the 20. Nice work there by Arcee. The first up effort from him in this opening 40. Hands, goes back. Moses wants 1 point. Charged down there by Edwards. Off his back. Still plenty of time here for Parramatta. It was played at, so this will be 6 more tackles. Sevo has it. Bring it back. They want to give him a chance to wind up. And he's taken down pretty quickly there. Tolo is on field. King was also there. Here is Ogden taking it forward inside the 20. Plenty of... Oh, that pass was forward, and you could hear the screams of the sideline official. A chance goes begging there.
Gee, I'd love to go back and see that tackle from Ola Apu on Sevo. There's the forward pass. I just picked him up one-on-one, the young, what was he, 18 or 19? Just picked him up and put him on his back. What a tackle it was.
Reed, head in.
And the Bulldogs, Reed Marnie again having a lot to say to the referee today at scrums in particular. Eels seem to have had a few issues counting numbers and getting 6 into the scrum. They do this time around. Here's Burton. Oh, trick play! Moses! Moses is in barrel. What's he doing? What was Mitch Moses doing? Did Moses put the ball down?
No, he didn't.
What was he doing? It was a charge down.
I don't know. It was a charge down. It was a try if he puts the ball down.
What has he done?
Well done by Burton to keep playing.
Have they said he was offside and this is a penalty to the Bulldogs? That's all it could be, surely.
I was wondering, maybe he heard the whistle there, Mitch Moses. I was wondering what he was doing.
Offside from the scrum.
That's why Moses didn't put the ball down. He heard the referee blow the whistle. It wasn't obvious immediately. A charge down. He was about to score, looked back and saw the referee.
You know what? I don't reckon he was offside. You watch the replay where he comes from, Moses. He's right behind the scrum. The ball's come out of the back row there. You watch. Watch where Moses is if we see it again.
Well, you can't review. Watch it again. Yeah, maybe just at the get-go. He put the blocks down about a half a metre in front of the starting line for the 100. For a moment, I thought he'd had the brain explosion of brain explosions. Burton, what a play by the Bulldogs, and Burton to try and put on that kick for Addo Carr and almost give away 6 points.
Gee, would have been a great foot race, wouldn't it? I didn't see where the king was. Gutho has had a mighty first half. It's not a bad trick play there.
Here's another trick play. Chips over the top this time, Burton. Gutherson coming forward. He's had enough. He was take it into touch, and that'll do them for the opening 40 minutes. It's all the Eels at the break. They lead the Bulldogs 24 points to 6. Dejan, he provided some mustard on that left-hand side of the field for the Eels as well. Terrific line break set up Bailey Simonson for the 4th of the 4 tries the Eels scored in that first half. He's been terrific. His first appearance in the halves alongside Moses. As Burton gets us back underway, kick goes down to Dejan Arcee, and it's Ogden to bring it out here for Parramatta. Junior Barlow and Regan Campbell-Gillard both on the bench to begin the second half. Good opening stints from them as well. As Davey plays it, now Hopwood through the middle.
Well, the good thing for Parramatta, they've had plenty of energy anyway. It's been, as you mentioned, Mitch Moses is also the Gutherson show at the moment, so expect them to go right on with it here in the second half. A few more players for the Parramatta side might jump on board here.
The back end of the set, Gutherson takes it beyond the halfway line, and Moses puts it in the air. Not as deep as his first half kicks. Addo Carr takes it comfortably just inside the 20. He's bringing them down a metre out from the line time after time. Mitch Moses in that first 40 minutes. The Bulldogs here have it just outside their 20 as Marnie gets to dummy half. No dramas for him today after the concussion issues he's had in recent weeks. Midway through this first set. Second half for the home side today. The drums still beating here. Hopefully sending out a signal. There's a Bulldogs comeback in the offing. Big crowd at Accor Stadium. Burton for Olawapu and now Perham. That shift again. They use that a number of times from inside their own half. The Eels are there to wrap them up pretty comfortably once more. Last play here, Burton. And behind King there to put the kick in. Right out near the sideline, Russell takes it. Didn't try to get too clever there and put a foot or reach for the sideline, concentrated on making the catch, and the Eels begin at their own 30. We go down for a half-time report from Lara Pitt.
The message from Cam Serraldo was just get back to what was working for the Bulldogs in the opening 20 minutes of this game and stop letting the Eels go through their middle with ease. From Brad Arthur, wants to see a defensive mentality, no soft tries conceded in this second half, and inspired by the strong showing from Dejan Arce for his club debut, wants to see him put it together in this second 40 as well.
One more here for the Eels. They put it together time and again in that first half. Here is a kick from Makatoa in the end. Moses turning the forward back on the inside there. They turned it over for the Bulldogs through Perham to play it inside his own 10. A bit of a variation from Moses on the last play, just seeing if that inside defence of the Bulldogs kept working, try and close the door, and they were there as Marnie finds Burton. I think was intended for Preston. Ended up with Alamotti, who comes back to the middle. Then Burton says, I don't want it. Marnie, likewise, comes across here to Perham, who's a real dancer. He can step past you in the blink of an eye, but he plays it there in a tackle just inside his own 30 as they work it forward again. Curtis Moran is out there, beginning the second half. Marnie, he's attempted a 40-20 charge down. Charge down's all the rage here today, and Simonson ends up with it for Parramatta, does a full roll over there, and now it's Mike Acevo charging in to read Marnie.
Yeah, gee, that's a big win there for the Parramatta side to start the second half. Marnie with a kick charge down, already on the 30 now, Parramatta. Let's see how hungry they are to go right on with this.
Penasini, bounce away there from the tackle of Alamotti. Day has become night here on this holiday Monday. Gutherson waiting for the play of the ball. Moses to the middle for Ogden. Looking for a quick play of the ball. Supplies one as well. And here is Moses at the line. Out the back. Good hands again. Arce flips it on to Simonson. He loses it though. They had him wrapped up. Perham here trying to launch a counter-attack. But Arce stops him inside the Bulldogs 20. Onuwapu took a chance there. A tricky little pass from dummy half.
He's been good through the middle too, Ogden, since he's been on. Just before half-time again, we see the Dogs spread to the left. One-trick ponies at the moment.
Time and time again, they've gone to it. Time the Eels maybe under a bit of pressure there. Penasini did well with that quick changeover. And now from the left side line back all the way to the middle. They're trying to run this Eels forward pack off their feet. Haven't managed to do that to this point of the game. Marnie for Perham. Ball reaching behind him. Well wrapped up though by Simonson, and they'll play it just outside the Eels 30. Marnie, here they go again. Sideline to sideline once more. Preston, he straightens. Tries to catch out Moses. They keep going with it. And Burton kicking here for Ockenbaugh, who's the target. Up against Sevo. It came off Ockenbaugh, knocked forward. Gutherson cleans it up. What an afternoon and now early evening he's had. And the Eels will play it here, 15 out from their own line.
Well, he's the target if they're going to do crossfield kicks. Ockenbaugh, big man, can leap better, well, just as good as anyone in the NRL, playing in the back row now. It's unfortunate he didn't get that one.
Now an offload on the tackle. Hands taking it forward, 15 short of the halfway line. Cartwright looking for an offload himself there, but there was no Eel pushing up in support. Just taking a breather back through the middle, blocker.
Just doing everything quicker than the Dogs to start the second half. Look at the speed of the play the ball. And they're doing a tough backpedaling here.
Oh, not a great ball there. Bump put on. It was Oluwapu getting up there in the face of Dejan Arce, and they'll check him out. A problem with the eye at least. A little no-looker there from Ogden, and then you saw the bump with Arce running into the shoulder. And Avarillo coming forward.
Gee, they might get a penalty here, Parramatta.
Yeah, he's stopping on his run. We'll just wait and see. Maybe it was more a case of Simonson, or rather Arce there, just running into the shoulder as opposed to the defender initiating the contact. I think that's the way they see it on field also. I like what he's done today. Called in, of course, at the last moment. They were intense, despite Dylan Brown being charged earlier in the week. Chance to run plenty of plays at the 5/8 roll, just in case the NRL intervened with that stand-down policy, which they did eventually late on Wednesday afternoon. So preparation good for Arcee, and he's backed it up today with a great first-up performance. Carraz. For Oluwapu, off the ball, working it forward.
Well, only 7 minutes into the second half, a double change here for the Dogs. So coach isn't obviously happy what's going on.
Just outside the 40 with Preston playing it. Marty numbers down the short side there for Burt. Used that arm and lost the ball in the tackle. Knocked backwards. Play on is the call. Didn't see a restarting of the tackle count, so it's still the fourth here. Waddell is out there, one of those new players on the field. Oppenbaugh taken down heavily there, and wanting to go on with it was Bailey Simonson. Here's Oluwapu for Burton. Turns Preston underneath. The tackle there by Hands. Can't stop the offload. Oluwapu goes over the top. Khalid Rajab is out there here. Avarillo stays alive. It comes back to Rajab again, and his second appearance as a Bulldog. He links with Burton. Burton's lost the ball, but it was ripped out after the tackle had been completed by Cartwright.
And I reckon they'll want to get right on with it now. Oh, they're going to challenge. Right. Slow it down, get a breather.
Parramatta challenging the decision of strip after the held.
Rajab just on for the Bulldogs, showing plenty of energy. He's up and about. They need something, the Dogs.
Let's take a look at this again. Burton almost lost the ball there with Cartwright's arm thereabouts. He hits the deck there.
Well, I'm with you. I reckon he's tried to offload the ball here.
Now, I think that's what the bunker's looking at now, having seen this little bobble just there. He hits the deck. He was losing the ball as he rolled over. Still had momentum.
I reckon it's a loose carry.
Bryce Cartwright completes the tackle and then strips the ball. Challenge unsuccessful.
The Eels lose out on this occasion. Once he hits the ground, even though he was still rolling forward, the bunker ruling that he was tackled. Cartwright had ripped it away from him. That might have been debatable. And what we saw, the bunker disagreed though, and here are the Bulldogs. Trail by 18. We've seen teams score points in a hurry a number of times this season. Preston, and a set restart here for the Bulldogs. He's only a couple of metres out as Marnie waits at dummy half. Wide is Burton. Comes back through the middle again. Rajab floating sideways, playing as a ball, playing locked forward at the moment with Burton and Oluwapu still out there. Here is Oluwapu. Burton showing it. Cartwright wasn't falling for that. Good stop by the edge forward. Wasn't taking a dummy. Oluwapu back on the inside there. Dell stopped, only about 5 out from the Eels line. Back to the short side. Burton kicking, Perham chasing, but he tapped it back in. It looked like the ball was dead. He was still in play, but when he tapped it, it hit the dead ball line or beyond the dead ball line, and Parramatta bring it back out to the 20.
Gee, found his way through there too, Perham. Just the kick, just a tad too long. Look at that, he got checked on the way through. That's the right decision there. It's a little bit too much on the kick. They haven't had a lot go their way, the Dogs.
Well, they've had some chances. By far the better of the tackles inside the opposition 20. Sevo, strong charge there. Marnie putting his body on the line as he always does. His hands jumping out of dummy half. And Gutherson waiting to get them going again. Moses, shuffle there with Cartwright on his outside. And they're back within range. Spencer's with Marnie in no uncertain terms there. What a fend. Now Gutherson. Hands over the top once again. Russell ends up with it. Cartwright, ball player out there, getting adventurous. Now Moses on the last play, sums it up, goes back to Gutherson. Cartwright showing it, staying alive, gives it off, they're in. Penasini scores. Parramatta have another one. Their first points of this second half, and it was Moses again going back to that right-hand side, and Cartwright producing a little bit of magic.
Yeah, it's good ball playing there by Cartwright. As you said, Moses just reloaded back on the blind side. Penasini showed great strength here. If you have a look at the number of Bulldogs around him when he does score the try. Gutherson involved, the dummy there from Cartwright, the one-handed offload we know he's renowned for. Look at that, 1, 2, 3. That's a great try there from Penasini, but good ball playing from Cartwright. One-on-one with the offload. Preston can't make the tackle. Penasini scores.
Try confirmed. You can hear in the background the Bulldogs fans aren't happy. What they thought might have been a double movement while the ball bounced across the line. His whole body ends up in the in-goal area, and it's momentum that carries him in the tackle well into the in-goal area. So not even a hint of drama with that try for Will Penasini.
Gee, it was good play from him. He was on the outside of Cartwright then. Cartwright throws the dummy to him, and then he comes back in field to get the ball. Stayed alive. And beat a couple of plays to score. He's a good player, that kid.
And now Moses mixed things up. Didn't go to the kick on the last play. Went back down the short side. Loves a short side raid. This one swings across the face of the uprights. It stays at 28 points to 6. And having beaten the Bulldogs 30 points to 4 back in round 7, the Eels well on their way to making it 2 big wins. It's one of their old rivals here in 2023.
And the offload's really starting to come now. It was Cartwright through the middle of the park too, a little bit earlier. Then we saw Hopgood, who's got leads the NRL in offloads. Starting to get a little bit soft around the middle now, in that middle third of the field, the Dogs. Parramatta are starting to charge down there.
Don't forget, of course, the WNRL Origin 2 coming up in Townsville. Still tickets available for that one. And then right here, Game 3. Will it be a decider? Will the series be alive coming back to Ackle Stadium for Game 3 between New South Wales and Queensland? You can go to nrl.com/tickets. Be part of the action. Queensland looking to wrap it up at home at the Cauldron. And, just on 10 days or 9 days time now. What a game that's going to be. It's the Parramatta halfback, the New South Wales halfback. Hard to see how he isn't at the moment. Here he is linking with Cartwright, 10 short. Sensational game from the man doing the kicking. Moses down the short side here. Comes down inside the 10 once again of the Bulldogs. He's got a big boot. He's got the speed. He's got the skill. And he's in rare form, Mitch Moses.
Gee, this is a little bit disappointing, the performance here from the Dogs. Look at the crowd that's turned out. And they've come in real late here. It's a big crowd to come and see their team play on their home ground. But hardly a whimper now from the Dogs. They needed to get something and get it going now.
Still missing, of course, some forward power. Raymond Faitala Mariner, he's out of action. Luke Thompson with that long-term Lisfranc, the foot injury, might be back as soon as next week. And they take on the Sharks Sunday, 4 o'clock on the road. That one for the Bulldogs. Raja turning it back on the inside there for Avarillo. Perham. And a bounce away from hands, gets it away to Avarillo again. He pops it out the back. Lots of passing. Not many metres though in this particular play until eventually they get going in the right direction. And they play through Oluwapu as Perham gives it to Burton. Puts it up high. Russell standing underneath it. Addo-Carr, no interest in coming down, trying to make a contest of that. Realised he might have been just in front of the kicker. So Russell takes the tackle just outside the Eels 10. Here's the try score. Penasini, boy, he's strong, isn't he? With thighs and the lower body. That was as shown in that run to the line off the Cartwright pass. Try number 5 for the Eels today. Stepping at a dummy half once again.
Well, Moran's
done well.
Moran's down in the back play there for the Bulldogs. He tried to take on Junior Parlow.
Tackle
I
4.
think at the moment he thinks he's a Parramatta Eel. He was lining up in attack with Parramatta, and that might be his day done, you would suggest.
Just trying to make a difference there, the young fella. He's wholehearted, but look at that. Boom. Good collision. He'll be lucky to stay on here.
He was sick and sorry, and then got up and really wasn't aware of where he was. An awkward one there for Curtis Moran. After talking about injuries in the forwards for the Bulldogs, he's not going to stay on the field, sure. Well,
5 minutes to get up after the hit.
This is the problem, given the on-field clearance, and within a matter of seconds, I'll be stunned if it's otherwise. Independent doctor will say, I think we'll take him from the field for an HIA. That was the most obvious one I've seen so far this season. Here's a kick bouncing off the Eels. It comes back down to Perham. And now a chance for Cullen Rajab. Look at him move. Off the back of his debut in Gosford last weekend. The Bulldogs on a roll, and now the play stops because why?
The independent doctors had a look.
Yeah, the days of the on-field assessment should have been done away with well before this time.
Pangai Junior back on the field now. Let's see if he can have a good finish to the game. He started pretty well and then over-chased a couple of times for tries. Here he is now.
Well, we'll see how he fares in this second half stint. Could be pivotal for him. And there are more forward options available for New South Wales with Campbell Gillard's return today for Parramatta. Marnie. Mr. Oluwapu. Rajat, look across the ground. Burton gets away from the tackle there of Dejan Arce. He's 10 metres out from the Parramatta line. Perham. Oluwapu once again. There's a ball for Burton. A try he supplied in the first half. Carl Oluwapu. Sensational piece of play for Burton. Marnie. Perham to kick. Pressure here on Russell, flying high. Did he get a bump? Gutherson ends up with it. It was touched by the Bulldogs anyway. Alamotti, I think it was, getting a hand on it. And the Eels get things underway in double quick time.
As I mentioned, just done everything a lot faster than the Dogs here this afternoon. Just watch them pour through the middle here. How loose the Dogs are. They just stick to that middle. Make plenty of yards upfield. Here's Campbell Gillard.
Jacob, roll out now on the left to Vida.
Campbell Gillard playing it. Bala working it forward. Cartwright. Strong carry there. Burton. Pangai Jr. combining to stop him. His hands comes back to Hopgood. Then Gutherson. Ball back on the inside from Dejan Arce. Just outside the 30 here. The Eels player through former Bulldog Enduri. Hopgood standing, offloading, hands taken down there by Preston. Parramatta with one more. Hopgood for Moses. What's the option this time? He's produced plenty today. A grubber this time. Perham coming across, stops, starts, in the end surrenders as Russell flops on top of him, and they've got the Dogs working it right off their own line.
He's got a great options with his kicking game. There's a flop out the back here. And what they've done well, the Parramatta side too, they've kept up in the line when the Bulldogs have been offloaded the footy. And this should be a good, strong set defensively for them.
Pangai Jr. charging hard. See if the Eels get their foot on the throat here. Don't want to slacken off because, given of course their start of the season when they lost 4 of 5, put themselves in a spot as Sevo ends up losing the ball. Avarillo comes up with it and the Dogs have it. Sloppy piece of work there from Sevo. He didn't lock up the ball. Carraz takes the Bulldogs on the attack. Returning today from that elbow injury. Heavy strapping on the left arm. Watch it again. Sevo one arm there. Didn't realise that Avarillo was right on his hammer. Khaled Raja Lebanon international. Played with Mitch Moses in the World Cup. Here's Parham doing some dancing again. He gets across the line and he got it down eventually. So they have hit back. The Eels, with a lack of attention to detail, it hurts them here.
Well, Rajab's added a little bit of spark here for the Doggies in the second half. Got plenty of energy, the young fella. It's Parham who gets the try. He does well to get the ball down. Straight through. Rajab there, just trying to keep the ball alive. Good little bit of footwork. He beat him all hands up, ball there. Quick fullbacks through the line. Coming back against the grain. Watch the footwork here on Parlo. The stop-start. You mentioned a little bit earlier, this guy, pretty hard bloke to tackle. Gutho can't come away with it. Eventually gets the ball down. Momentum takes him over. And the Dogs finally have scored here in the second half.
And it's Hayes Parham, who's been a real pickup for the Bulldogs in 2023. He's played every game to this point. 84 running metres, but it's the dancing he does. Both help them on those yardage sets from inside their own 20, and then in the opposition 20, he can do what he did just a few moments ago. Burton here. If there is to be a comeback, from this point on, he probably needs to kick everything. First chance. Hits it well enough, bending it back. Flags up for Matt Burton and the Bulldogs. Gets the crowd back into the equation here. A quarter of the game exactly remaining. Khalid Rajab is in the process of saying he partnered Mitch Moses in the halves on a couple of occasions in the World Cup. And here he is going against his international halves partner. He said he was so good, Mitch Moses, and working with him during that World Cup campaign. And he helped sets up the try for Hayes Parham. Quite the scene last week up there in Gosford. They went down by the narrowest of margins against the Roosters. He had a huge supporter group up there with him. Even more in number today, Blocker, given what he's shown, and the Rajab fan club will just continue to grow. He's playing in the lock forward role, gives them a small look in the forward pack, but he's certainly added something in attack.
Well, the good thing is it changed the point of attack there. I mean, if you have a look at most of the game from the Bulldogs, been just trying to spread the ball the left-hand side. That time Rajab just went down the right, come back. We dropped someone under.
Burton out to the left-hand side. Russell coming in to shut down Paul Alamotti. Here is Preston. Almost back at the halfway line. It's the back of the Parham try. Marnie, wide ball there for Olowapu. Rajab is the target. Just give it to him and see what he can do at the moment. Wasn't included in the top 30 at the beginning of the season. Burton kicks. Comes across here to Sevo once again. Perez is there. Sevo sees them coming this time. He rounds and winds up and brings it back beyond the 20. The Eels are just a one try so far in this second half. Scored by Penasini. The Dogs have matched them. It's a try apiece since the break. And Hands still there at dummy half. Will go the 80 once again, as he did back in round 7.
Yeah, Parramatta just gotten a little bit of a flat spot at the moment after they scored that try. A little bit early off the offload from Cartwright. It hasn't been great play from the Dogs to get them virtually somewhat back in the game. They're level at one try all the second half. Coach will be looking for him to finish right off here.
Arce kicking towards the corner. Coming across, Parham lets it bounce. He looks up and sees plenty of gold jumpers in front of him, so he goes to the ground. And they'll begin here, 100 metres from where they need to be. Rajab gives it off to Carraz. Coming out of the line quickly. The formidable frame of Junior Barlaw. He can make the lights disappear. Now Burton showing it, staying alive, looking for an offload. Adokar was there. And come midfield looking for a chance just like that. Parham. It's all the outside backs here at the moment to begin this set. 2 plays remaining. Pangai Jr. Step out of the tackle there of Dury. Roger did well. Goes back to Corey Waddell, who beats Barlow. Comes to Hopgood and also Campbell Gillard. And this is the last for Canterbury. Oluwapu for Burton. End over end kick. Gutherson tracking back with it. Makes a catch a couple of metres out from the goal line. He'll bring it back. Sivo is there in support. Should he want him? Well, he saw the daylight, but it closed quickly when Pangai Jr. arrived.
Yeah, it was great technique there from Pangai Jr. Gutho thought he was away. He looks up. Bang. There's a good tackle there by Pangai Jr. I was just watching him offload the ball just a minute ago. They've got to get up around him. He's passing the ball back 10 metres when he flops the football back. No real support. The Bulldogs wait for the next play. And the bloke like Pangai Jr.'s got the ball. You've got to get up around him.
Jay Cavarillo with the pickle juice. It's an emergency situation. A few cramps on this right-hand side of the field. Cartwright at the line again. Penasini pushing up in support, looking for another Cartwright pass. One more here from just inside the 30 as Moses kicks. Coming through, a chance there for Simonson. It went backwards. 6 more tackles here. It came off the Bulldogs and they played at it, says the referee. Dejan Arce has it. Inside the 20. Push open this lead once again. 16 at the moment, just under 16 minutes remaining as hands from dummy half. He goes short. Carry here. Chance for close range to lay the line for Luca Moretti. Just his second appearance in the NRL as Moses finds Arce. Said restart. Gutherson. Micah Sivo. He keeps on scoring. What a record he has. His 16th try of the season. And the lead is a big one once again now for Parramatta.
No, he's got a nice touch, hasn't he, Gutherson? If he's not scoring tries himself, just watch the money ball here. It was a good run in the middle third again. Catch and pass. Sivo won't get an easier one than that. That's his 16th of the season. And look at that. Just strolls him. Put it down to the Gutherson pass.
Hasn't scored any easier than that. Gutherson did well on the catch and the pass. And Micah just walked his way in. Could have moonwalked his way in for try number 16. And now try number 83 in his career, which takes him one past another great Fijian in Semi Radradra.
Wow. Imagine both of those guys on the wing for Parramatta. Radradra was still here.
That'd be the 1-2 punch on those yardage sets, wouldn't it?
Wow.
Micah followed by Semi. There he is now in 5th outright all time behind Bert, Hayne, Kenny and Ella. Some of the greats right there. 17 away from the 100. He signed to stay with the Eels until 2025, and he might have a very healthy tally by the time his NRL career comes to an end, Micah. And Moses. Five in from the sideline, trying to bend it back on this great afternoon and early evening for Parramatta. What a day he's had. Trent Barrett, he's excited. Brad Arthur, there's always a concerned look on Brad's face, but at 34 points to 12, they've got this one in their back pocket, Lara.
Yeah, took advantage of poor Jay Cavarillo, who was struggling in the lead up to that try with cramp. But we heard from Brad Arthur in the pre-game. He said he hasn't seen an 80-minute performance yet from his side. He didn't want to see them lose concentration or focus. They had been guilty of taking their foot off the pedal a little bit in this second half, so he'll be very happy to see them put that one away to make it 34-12.
Yeah, well, for and against will be important by the time we get to the finals, assuming they are thereabouts at the top 8. Once we do get to September, but after starting the season with just 4 wins, 4 losses in their first 5 games, they put themselves right beyond the 8 ball. But here they are at 6 and 7 coming into today's game. Currently on the live ladder, they sit there and played now 14 games, 16 points, just outside the top 8, where Manly, the Seagulls, sit there 1 point clear in 8th position. There rolling here in this middle part of the season. Games next couple of weeks against the Sea Eagles next Saturday. Short turnaround for that one. And then the Dolphins beyond that in round 17. They then have a bye again in round 18. So 3 games in between 2 byes for the Eels in this midpoint of the season. Here's Arson putting the kick in. Penasini on the chase up against Perham. Good leap there and a great catch as well.
He's played pretty well at the back here for the Dogs. They've been flogged in this game. But Perham attacks the football again. Scored the only try of the second half here for the Doggies. He can hold his head up.
Raz will play it here. We mentioned the Bulldogs next week on Sunday. This week, I guess it is now. Take on the Sharks. Sunday afternoon, 4 o'clock game. That one. Bulldogs on the road. They've got the bye in round 17. Pangai Jr. A couple of expensive mistakes in that first half again. A penalty, a couple of missed tackles as well. He tried to force the issue and Moses went straight past him on 2 occasions. It's Burton who puts it up. The old floater. Not much spin on this. Gutherson, though, makes a good catch. He's tested out both Sevo and Gutherson a couple of times, and they've been great today under the high ball, that pair.
No, he's everywhere, isn't he, Guffo? He took that quite comfortably. Let's have a look at the amount of yards that Parramatta are allowed to make through the middle here. Good start to the set from Sevo. Look at that, the charge 10, 15 metres. That's where they've been beaten badly here this afternoon, right through the middle.
Just an update on Moran for the Bulldogs. He's coming back. He's passed his HIA, gentlemen, and Jake Averillo has come from the field. Perhaps that tramp is worse than first thought.
Problem for Jake Averillo there. Curtis Moran having passed the cognitive test in the HIA. Looking ready there. Chopped down by Reid Marnie around the legs, and the ball came free from Pangai Jr. They don't have their challenge, having lost it earlier in the half. Crowd today, 33,866. There's a lot of talk about the bigger stadiums and whether they're suitable for club games of this nature, but well, there's not too many places you can fit 33,000 fans into. Certainly can't do it at Belmore, as Carraz steps away. And a good holiday Monday crowd to see the Eels put on quite the clinic against the Bulldogs. Waddell. 25 metres out from the Eels line here. 10 minutes remaining. Goes from Patolo to Pangai Jr. Ball out the back. Preston keeps it going, but the no-look flick pass ends up in the hands. Of course it ends up in the hands of Mitch Moses.
It doesn't look like they're going to die wondering anyway. The Bulldogs, just execution hasn't been right here this afternoon. A lot of loose passes. I suppose they're throwing everything at Parramatta, trying to get on that scoreboard again.
Simonson stepping out of the tackle there of Corey Waddell. Reid Marnie getting a breather for the moment for the Bulldogs. And there he is. I dare say his day is done, just on the bike at the moment, in case. Ogden. Some downfield. Boy, he's made some big metres today in a couple of stints. Hard to handle. 35 metres out. It's Gutherson. Goes to Moses. The outside there of Preston. Cartwright kicks. Coming across. Rajab now in a fullback roll. He waited and waited, but in the end, had to take it out of play. It's the Eels, though, who
push up and marker all the way up there. Up and marker.
might have touched it last year coming across. No, he didn't get there. Good work by the rookie.
And good skills shown by Cartwright. It's good to see him back playing pretty well on that right-hand side. An offload for a try here this afternoon, then shows his kicking skills.
Alamotti. We heard from Cameron Serraldo earlier in the season that just scratched the surface of the potential of Paul Alamotti, and then midweek leading up to this game, they said that he and Averillo can both explore the market, see if they can find a deal beyond the end of 2023. They do have Crichton, Stephen Crichton and Bronson Cherry coming to the Dogs next season. on the changeover. The mistake made by the Bulldogs. Cartwright showing it. In danger here of going into touch. Flipped it out the back. Preston was able to beat Penasini. Here's Moses, though. Chops him down just to complete the display here today. Almost on the blade of grass where Scotty Sattler took down Skinny Byrne.
Yeah, what a great tackle that was there from both of the great tackles. Sevo with a good crunching tackle again, but Moses just shows he's always a great competitive player. The chase there would have been, you know, just as well for him just to give up on that chase. Chases down Preston with a copybook tackle. Always in the game.
Adoka here. Now Pangai Jr. down the short side, trying to mix things up. Well, it didn't work out though. Alamotti off the flick pass from Pangai Jr. trying to repeat the effort. And that one went straight into touch. That sort of afternoon for the Bulldogs. They came out with a very expansive style of play on both sides of half-time. Made one clean break for Adoka. Then was the tackle again by Mitch Moses. We'll see him. I've got no doubt it would be stunning, I think, now, given what's happened, of course, in the lead-up to selections for Origin 2. But Mitch Moses wasn't there for New South Wales.
Well, the great thing about his performance, Warren, and he's been a good player for a long, long time, Mitch Moses. He's got plenty of party tricks, hasn't he? He'll attack, he's got good speed, he's got a great kicking game. And just then we saw defensively how good he can be.
Jacob, let him up. Back on side here, Chris. Go through.
Moses for Cartwright. The Eels have to add more points here. Still time for at least another try. Ogden works it down towards the 20. Hands in place of Hodgson, who's got that neck injury. He's been very good today. Service has been crisp. Gutherson into space. Sevo looking for a double. Try and stop the freight train. The Eels fans go up as one. And try number 17 now for Mike Acevo, with still plenty of games to come in 2023.
Well, they've finished it off. How would you like that running at you? Just have a look. They've got him for numbers again. Catch and pass. Gutherson comes in to make the extra man. And what do you do here? Pangai Jr. tries to make the tackle, but Sevo that close to the line, you're never going to stop him. Catch and pass again there from Gutherson. Oh, that is menacing.
They both came across. Raja was there in game number 2 of his NRL career, and he was thinking, I didn't sign up for this. I want to play in the NRL, but I don't want situations like that. Leads the try scorers list now in the race for the Ken Irvine medal by 3 from Campbell Graham, Jermaine Asako, been outstanding for the Dolphins, Dominic Young.
What about his eyes lighting up when he sees that try line? Are you going to stop him that close? Hello?
Well, he's good at combat, quite obviously. Pretty handy here at Accor Stadium. That was Mike Acevo at his best here today.
Wait, just wait.
Have we got an issue?
Video review looking for contact on Bailey Sorensen on the inside.
He went through.
Well, let's see what Bailey Simonson does here in the lead-up. Ball goes beyond him. He runs, he just keeps running, still running. And then Oluwapu, well, he was thereabouts, but he wasn't going to be a factor.
Okay, the ball is caught on the outside, but Bailey Simonson runs through and blocks Carl Oluwapu from making a tackle. Carl Oluwapu is in line with Tavita Pangai Jr., who makes attempts to make the tackle, so in our opinion he would have been able to make a tackle as well.
Are you going to stop him that close to the line?
We have a decision.
They could have the whole team on there, on the line, trying to come across and tackle Sevo there. Common sense.
Carl Oluwapu wasn't going to stop Mike Acevo if he was driving a Sherman tank.
That's right. I don't think anyone was going to get across there in time anyway. Pangai Jr. got across there. He had the chance to make the tackle.
Let's watch it again. He'll be the video referee at home. Tell us what you think about this one. Watch Simonson go through the line. Pangai Jr., in the opinion of the bunker there, was inside Olowapu. Olowapu wasn't chasing. Perhaps he wasn't chasing as hard because of Simonson thereabouts. But if Pangai Jr. wasn't going to stop him, I don't think Carl was either.
I'm with you. Anyway.
Stays at 34 points to 12. Through the middle. Pangai Jr. doing plenty of ball playing here in this final stint. Spread the ball around. Perham picks up maybe a rib injury there. He slumps back to his haunches. Still not too good, Hayes Perham out here on this right-hand side of the field. They can ill afford to lose the fullback as Patolo extended his deal with the Bulldogs to be Canterbury until the end of 2024 at least. Burton takes it to the line, but not much happening there. Tough day for the Bulldogs halfback. Edwards from dummy half comes back to Olowapu. Ockenbaugh on the chase along with Carraz. Sevo couldn't clean it up. It was knocked on by either Ockenbaugh or Carraz. And the Eels will come up with possession here. And the Bulldogs, of course, still retain their challenge. So here we are. 22-point game. 4 remaining. And they go to the challenge.
What's Ockenbaugh saying that he might have knocked the ball back here? He's the kick target here. They're onside.
Okay, kick chase on the right is good. Just Chris Patolo in the middle is in front of the kicker.
He's 30 metres away from the play.
Ockenbaugh with the arms extended. Gets a touch there. And the Micah Sevo.
Jaden Ockenbaugh touches the ball, just looking at another perspective to see which direction the ball goes.
It's gone forward, although he's facing back.
Yeah.
Jaden Ockenbaugh knocks the ball forward. Challenge unsuccessful.
Referee had it the right way, and no challenges remain. I think at this point in time, that's a very good thing. As the Eels work it away. Don't forget, special edition of NRL 360 coming up beyond full time of this one. The Eels get a penalty here. Hasn't quite been the second half they would have been hoping for off the back of all the skill they showed between Moses and Gutherson.
Yeah, only a couple of tries for the Eels in the second half.
They've done what they've had to do for a second time against the Bulldogs. Second ball on the field.
Time on, wait.
We're back underway. Hands. Fast game's a good game, boys. Let's go as Ogden takes it down here towards the 40. Swung to ground. Hands looks to his right-hand side. Wide is Dejan Arce. Now Moses sliding there up very quickly on him, but he stays alive. Heads back towards the left-hand side. Beats Ockenbaugh, who was able to take him to ground. And pretty much have, well, looks like they put the whip away here at the moment, the Eels. There's Brett Arthur will be on the walkie-talkie saying, boys, we need points. It is important as we get into August. And Simonson for Sevo there. It's a touch on the way through, though, by the Bulldogs. They can't challenge, we know that much. And the officials, still no call here. They are now going to say that it wasn't touched by Jacob Carraz, and it will be Canterbury who have possession.
I'll tell you one bloke I've got to give a rap to. Preston, the back rower there for the Bulldogs, 177 metres, 15 carries. He leads the way by a mile in the forward pack for the Dogs. It's a good effort, 15 carries from a back rower.
As Waddell plays it. Here's Pangai Jr. Well, the big halfback at the moment. RJ turning it back on the inside there. Carraz rounded up pretty quickly. One battle today between the Eels and the Bulldogs, which take you back, of course, to the 80s. Another one next week. Saturday they play Manly in round 16. 5:30 game on Super Saturday. Another great battle between two All-Sydney clubs. And the games they had in the late 70s and early 80s. Edwards waits at dummy half. Here is Oloapu doing the kicking towards the corner. Really flat one there for Sevo. Gives him a chance to wind up. He sees Patolo there at the 20. Run straight towards him. And he plays it for Clint Gutherson. There'll be a lot to talk about in that special edition of NRL 360 coming up beyond full-time blocker, of course. The New South Wales team to be named tomorrow. It would be stunning now if Moses wasn't the halfback.
Yeah, after the performance today. But look, he's been consistent all year for the Parramatta side. Over a number of years too. He's had the one crack at the New South Wales jumper. I think he might get it back.
A mistake there by Penasini, who came midfield looking for a carry. Just over 60 seconds remaining. We'll see if the Bulldogs have got something for their fans who've hung around the final whistle. Pangai Jr. coming towards Moretti. An offload again from TPJ. Oloapu, Burton kicking, and O'Carr on the chase. He reached out, he's claiming it. The referee says that'll do. The bunker can confirm it. Josh Adokar, the Fox, sneaking through, grabbing a try at the death here for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to think a day goes by when the Dogs play that Adokar doesn't somehow find himself across the stripe. Or has he not got on? That's not a try. I think he's lost that on the way down. It's rolled away from him.
Got his fingertips on it. Don't know the ball was on the ground though when it touched the fingertips. And given, of course, the scoreline, he was never going to celebrate too hard, but a less than convincing finger in the air there. Watch it again.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Fox. I love you dearly. I can't give that.
I dare say the referee will blow the whistle in a moment and say yes.
Looking at grounding.
The bunker will take a look. I've got the Fox about 500 to 1 to be given this. And that might be unders.
I'm not game to say.
Gamble responsibly, of course.
Yes, of course.
Players being cleared up at this point. Just looking at the grounding from Josh Adokar.
Can't be a try. Bounced away from him.
Didn't look convincing watching it live.
Josh Adokar loses possession, knocks the ball forward, and is not grounded.
The bunker
Have a decision.
agrees with us. He might have been 500,000 to 1.
I was a little bit worried there for a second.
Never in doubt. So 45 seconds remaining. No try for Josh Adokar. The record here will fall to 5 wins and 9 losses. After 14 games, they came into this game in 15th position. The Eels are in 13th. It's a bit of a false number, though, of course. Discretion, the difference between the teams as far as games played with the 3 byes this season. 22 points for a bye, which is quizzical in itself, as Brady pops the ball over the back here. And take it to ground through Brendan Hands. Twice now he's gone the 80 minutes, so you know he's capable. And his rookie season in the NRL, when Josh Hodgson isn't on deck, you know he can do a job for Parramatta. And he soaks up the final few seconds, and at full time, tremendous win by the Eels, especially that first half, where it was the Moses and Gutherson show. They put on 24 points in the first half, and at full time, they've beaten the Bulldogs 34 points to 12.